David Goldblatt was a South African photographer born in Randfontein, South Africa in 1930. Goldblatt's work has been shown in major museum collections worldwide, and some of his works are currently on display at the Johannesburg Art Gallery, the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, and Modern Art Oxford. Goldblatt published several books over his lifetime, including On the Mines in 1973, Lifetimes Under Apartheid in 1986, and Intersections Intersected in 2008. From the early 1960s until his passing last June, Goldblatt captured the people, structures, and landscapes of South Africa through the lens of his camera. Goldblatt was best known for his powerful portrayal of life in South Africa during the period of apartheid, and consequently, most of his work can be categorized as ethically evaluative. His work differed from many other apartheid-era photographers in that it captured everyday occurrences rather than the extreme violence that many other artists chose as their focal point. One example of this work can be seen in this image called Hold Up in Hillbrow, Johannesburg, from November of 1963. This is a silver gelatin photograph on fiber-based paper. Goldblatt's choice to use black and white film to portray this image further emphasizes the contrast between the lives of black and white South Africans, which he is portraying and commenting upon in this work. The composition of this particular photo also highlights the division between the two populations, the symmetry and opposition between the figures, creating a visual binary that separates the white child, holding what is presumably a toy gun, and the black man who is being held up. Goldblatt also successfully depicted the peculiar and complex relationships he observed between white plot owners and their black servants. In a 2017 interview, he described many of the white landowners as deeply racist, but also intimate, affectionate, and generous with the people of color who served them. This silver gelatin photograph from 1964, A Farmer's Son with His Nursemaid, serves as a good representation of this phenomenon that Goldblatt witnessed and described. The proximity and familiarity between the subjects convey a fondness and suggest a meaningful relationship between them. The bullseye composition utilized here also suggests that this relationship is the focal point of the image. Another aspect of the composition worth noting is the position of the white child above his black nursemaid, which serves to suggest the power dynamic that may be at play between these people, despite their apparent affection for one another. I find it interesting that in this photo, as well as in the image examined previously, Goldblatt seems to place white children in positions of power or dominance above black adults, one holding a gun and one in a physically elevated position. This, and Goldblatt's choice to portray these scenes in black and white, add to the social commentary he is making through these photo collections. In his own words, Goldblatt said that color seemed too sweet a medium to express the anger, disgust, and fear that apartheid inspired. Despite achieving wide recognition primarily through his black and white work portraying life under apartheid, Goldblatt also explored the political circumstances of South Africa through color and landscape photography, reportedly beginning with a project examining the effects of mining blue asbestos in South Africa on surrounding communities, as shown in this pigment inks on cotton rag paper image from 2002, highlights carcinogenic blue asbestos waste on the Owendale asbestos mine tailings dump near Postmasburg, Northern Cape. The prevailing wind was in the direction of the mine officials' houses at right. The use of color in this image allows the audience to appreciate the saturation of the former mining grounds with the dangerous carcinogen and magnitude of the danger to the nearby communities. Finally, this photo, Squatter Camp on the fringe of the N1 highway, Woodstock, Cape Town, from August 2006, could fall into many categories. For one thing, it shows a beautiful landscape and an artful composition, observing the rule of thirds and emphasizing the natural beauty of the greenery with a monochromatic scheme, placing the photograph in the aesthetically evaluative category. However, the squatter's camp in the distance and the foreboding sky imply a sinister past or perhaps future, which could both allow for interpretation by the viewer and suggest ethical evaluation by the photographer.